everyone. Welcome back to the Book Marketing Tips and Author Success Minisodes podcast. This is Penny Santsbury and Amy Cornell. I'm sounding so much better introducing the shorter show. Like I no longer sound like an auctioneer. Thanks.
I know, isn't that funny? But the goal is to really keep these short but super useful, and there's so much we have to share with everybody that is, it would be asking a lot to make them listen to us ramble on about it for 20 or 30 minutes.
I mean, we think we're very interesting. Let's just preface it by saying that.
I know. So this is us being self-aware that we don't always have to talk more than 5 minutes about one thing.
Amy, you had a really great idea to talk about newsletters. Do you want to run with it?
Yes, thank you. And it was based off of another episode that we did, because we talked about, it was a Facebook when we were talking about we had a great write-in question asking, what type of Facebook presence should I have? And in that whole process, we were talking about how, you want to focus on quality over quantity. That came up a couple times in that episode. And newsletters are another area. And I realize some of you listening are thinking like, I have 20 people, I'm keeping them all, which is fine. I get it when you're still building. But this is just another cautionary tale. As you start building that list for your newsletter, for your email list, whatever you want to call it, be sure that you're sometimes going through and actually auditing it and checking your stats. So double check how many people are actually opening it, how many people are actually going as far to click through links, that are responding to you, things like that. Keep an eye on your engagement, because we went through this, Penny, where our newsletter list got just massive. And we're like, yes, we rock. So many people love us. This is amazing. But at the same time, we're like, but our stats aren't so great. Like, it was really sad. And then when we really started digging in, we realized that there were a lot of people sitting on our list that probably got on there because they wanted to take advantage of a promo, which is fine. We get it. We all do it. But it wasn't helping us easily gauge whether or not what we were doing with our newsletter was working, because we had all these people on the list that were not regularly opening our newsletter, clicking through to content, things like that. And so we really decided to clean it up. It was hard to do. It was kind of like, again, going back to that episode where we started fresh with our Facebook page. We kind of started fresh with our newsletter and really pared it down to the diehards who were regularly opening up our content and clicking through the links and reading what we had to say and writing us back on things, sending us questions. And it was amazing. Like, our stats were really good. I felt really good about what we were doing at that point. And so keep in mind, as you build your newsletter list, your email list, keep it clean, check your stats, remove people that have just been sitting on there a while that definitely are not super interested in all the stuff you have to say, because we don't need any of that in our life. And it's also a great way to sell yourself to other authors when you want to do collaborations. So having a really great open rate is way more important than saying, oh, I have 10,000 people on my list, because other savvy authors will say, well, what's your open rate? And if you sit there and go, oh, you want to know that too? Like, that doesn't look so good. So keeping your list smaller, but with really engaged recipients, is a way better way to sell yourself for other promotions that you can do as you build your brand and working with other authors.
Yeah, that's very true. And I will say, just in closing, it was very hard to pare down that list.
Apparently I dredged up some stuff for Penny.
I'm feeling super triggered right now. I may have to go rock in a corner.
I know. And if you were one of those people, we hope you came back when you came to your senses,
But it absolutely is worth it, because you just have, you have a cleaner list, and you're also paying less, because if you have, 10, 20,000 people on your list and, 80% of them aren't opening, you're paying for a bunch of seats in a concert hall. I mean, just to use that weird analogy, but you're paying for a bunch of seats that you really aren't using. So pare it down and do that regularly. I mean, we look at that, once a quarter?
Yeah, we do. We go through and look to see how many people are opening it. And most, email systems, management systems have really great ways to filter through, people that haven't engaged with you in a while. Yeah. And that's usually what we do. Like, if somebody really hasn't engaged with us in, more than 6 months to a year, then it becomes, okay, that person really doesn't care what we're doing right now. Yeah. It's kind of like a really sly breakup.
Right. It's not you, it's us.
I
So just as a final note, don't forget to open up our newsletters, because otherwise we will shamelessly kick you off.
Yeah, apparently we are being very honest that we will cut you off later. So
we will yeah, we will
open it up every once in a while and humor us, okay?
Right, exactly. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As usual, we love you listening. We love your ideas. Please feel free to send us an email. We will have the information in the show notes. And we also love a review. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.